Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Technical Beast server. I'm by myself again. I've got a feeling this might become more frequent that I record by myself because I'm getting the itch to play FTB more and more, and I want to show you what I've been doing over at the UU Matter station, which is what I showed you last time. It's probably not too much progress, but some other things have happened in between as well. For example, I have a gravity chest plate. And I also done a live, an ultimate solar panel. I also done a live stream with Raven's Child, or Raven's Shield as it should be said. And I've got to press F to fly, that's right, I'm still getting used to this. And yeah, you may have seen a lot of what we've been up to on that if you watched it. So what I've been trying to do is drain this ocean, because my plan, as I said before, was just to remove everything in sight and give myself like a whole landscape to terraform with. So I've been using fillers, and I've got this cool canvas bag where I put some particular things that I'm using in here. So I've got fillers, I've got glass, which when you make a filter with that will remove all the blocks, and then you put in the bricks. Excuse me, just burped. And you can fill the blocks back up again. So I've been using wooden planks because I can fill my inventory up with wood, and then when I uncraft it I get 4 times the amount. So this pump here has been running for ages and seems to make no progress whatsoever, so I might have to try something different with that. Then over in this area I put this pump down a while ago, so I'm not surprised to see it hasn't made too much progress, but this one over here is almost finished draining that area, and all of this is now drained out as well, which is really cool. You can see where I've been using the filler along the sides here as well. And so when I use the quarries like I was before next time, what I'm going to do is position them differently, because I put too close together over here. What I'm going to do is do, say, a big square around this corner, and then the next one that I do will be over here somewhere, and then when those two are finished we'll put the one that we do after that in between. So I'm just going for sort of efficiency there, so we shouldn't get left with any of these, or we shouldn't be left with any of these big walls that hang out the side here, because I'm trying to put them next to each other, and then that way we'll get more of it done in the long run. And so this really big chunk here, which I went really high up into the sky to start the quarry, so we removed all the trees and the land above, which was a mistake I made on the previous one. Yeah, I've been waiting for the water to drain from this for ages now, and it's still not going down. It looks like I might have to come in here and remove some of these source blocks manually. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to around here, and I'm going to continue doing that bit by bit. I'll show you my progress properly each episode, but what we are going to be doing now is going back to the main area, because there is a XP farm and a gold factory that me and Raven's Child set up. So I want to show you that, because I'm going to be working on that today. I'm going to be doing some aesthetical building, because that is what, here we go, what I am most looking forward to on FTB is just being able to build with so much freedom and flexibility. It's similar to creative mode on what we'd called vanilla Minecraft, except we've got a load more materials to work with as well. And I'm going to have to turn down the volume. Listen to that. That is a lot of noise. Okay, let's go all the way down to 1%, so you can just about hear that in the background. So this is the farm. It's probably really basic, but for those of you that haven't seen it, we have a load of turtles that attack on either side. So the pigmen fall down, they get killed, and then I can stand here and collect all of the XP. We've also got a brain in a jar. I need to get a few more of those, and then I can walk over here and keep enchanting some books. Let's see if we get anything good. Vorpal 1, nope. And then over on this side what we have is the gold factory. So where these pigmen land, there are void pipes which then funnel the items into those iron pipes, and then it gets separated. Any gold ingots that go through the iron pipes get separated by a diamond pipe and come in back over here, and then the other ones just go through a crafting table. So the gold ingots go in there like that, and then this makes a load of them. You can see there's loads coming out now because there's lots of gold ingots in there, gold nuggets, and then they go all the way up to the top here. We've got these hoppers for an overflow effect, which we don't really need because this doesn't produce them fast enough, so I'll probably change that. And then the compressor here just turns them into gold blocks and then sends them into our storage system. So what I want to do down here is change this area up and make it look really nice. I've got some ideas already for what materials that I want to use, and also before we go look at the materials that I want to use, I want to head up here Right, press F to fly. I'm still getting used to that. Just to show you what's going on here. So we made this 4 wide because previously it was 2 wide and the pigmen would get backed up, and now they can fall down with ease. Now I've even been thinking about maybe making this wider and having a second spawner up here. That would mean you get even more gold, but you know what, this is fine for now. And so if you're wondering how we got a tier 5 zombie pigmen spawner, well actually we made a zombie one I think, and then combined it with zombie pigman soul shard, and then that gives you a tier 5 one of those. So let's go up here and fly really fast. So the materials that I want to use, again like the previous ones, are these ones right here, the blue lights, the basalt stone bricks and the glass. Except because I've already done that, I think that I should focus on using some slightly different materials. So I'm going to look for some other materials that are in this mod pack that I could use to build with, and also instead of using blue to go alongside this, I think I'm going to use let's have a look. Excuse me. Well, actually what we want to do is look in here. These colours are the ones that we can choose from because I want to use these lamps. So I might go with purple or maybe green, and also there is some very expensive stuff that I do believe is this stuff right here, Iridiant glass pane. Again, it's pretty much like this stuff, but it's got green dots going across it, and I thought that might be cool to build with. But I do believe that is really expensive, so I'm not sure what it is, but I want to get a nice colour theme going, you know, because this blue and black alongside this glass looks really good, and I'd like to do that with green, I guess, but it's going to be expensive, so I need to look into other types of glass that I can get. And if we have a look there, we can get coloured glass. I think this requires bees to make. I don't know, that's what I've been told. And then you've got hardened glass, and the iridium glass planes are actually only glass planes by the looks of it, so we can't really use them as building blocks. Well, anyway, I'm going to pick some materials and head down there and start building. Okay, a lot of time has passed and it looks like I've done nothing at all, but I have actually been getting ready. Now I had a look through some of the materials that were available to us, and the ones that caught my attention were not also the inverted yellow lamps. You see what I did there? I mixed the two words together again. I noticed these ones as well, and I'd seen it in someone else's videos and I forgot to look it up, but there they are. Inverted yellow cage lamp and yellow fixture as well. Now these look like they could be really interesting to use. There's also white ones as well, which might be more suited, because at the moment I've just focused on everything being yellow, which means we have to make some of this stuff, which is really cheap. But I kind of went overboard getting prepared. You can see I've got 19 stacks of that stuff. After I got all these materials together, I kind of thought, hang on a minute, what I had in mind for this room was mainly going to be quite dark, because we're going to use a lot of basalt. I think that's what it's called again, that stuff there. And then use the yellow as like a colouring feature. And we were going to use gold blocks and then have those as lights. So yeah, complete brain fart there. But what that meant I did do was make a little farm. Now this is by no means impressive. This is me just thinking on my feet. Let's speed that up. This thing over here, I remembered that you could bone meal grass from below, and if it was dark the seeds would pop up. So I made a little clock using this thing here. I don't know how you craft it. I found it in a chest. Basically it's a timer, and I set the timer interval to 0.3. I think you can even set it to 0.25, and that just flicks this light on and off. So I went down here, bone mealed the ground, and then I'd go up here, remove the roof and collect all of the flowers, and that's how I got all of them for those what are they called, those materials? Yellow Luma, that's the stuff I got all of that for. I also went over here and set up a quarry. It had some water on it, so I think maybe all of that's settled now. Let's go have a look. Yep, looks like it. And there was a load of... oh, there we go. It stopped at that height. Yeah, there was a load of lava in here, so I had to dump that on top of it. But now I've got plenty of this stuff to work in that room with. I think that's about all I wanted to say. I'm going to go down there and start building now. So I'm just editing this video, and recently I've switched from using Fraps to Dextory, and it seems like there's lots of problems with it, and unfortunately that's going to affect this episode, but not really, in a bad way. It just means that for a few of the clips that you're going to see, you know how I record for a little bit and then do some building. The first like 10 to 15 seconds of some of those clips are just missing. I don't know why. I hit record, I start talking, and the Xstory doesn't record the clip despite telling me it is for about 10 to 15 seconds. So for the rest of this video, every time you see a transition there might be a little bit missing, and it's not a lot. I have checked it, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. But it doesn't go well with yellow, so I've sort of had to go for a different look here. I was hoping I could put the yellow behind glass or something like that, but it's just too bright. This really does work better with a blue, and I do want to try and get the yellow gold thing going on in here since it's based around the whole pigment thing. So down here we have the yellow blocks underneath there. That's probably the only time I'm going to use them like that. Doesn't really have too much of an effect when you look at it. But these are one block higher, these turtles on either side, and they all have blue swords. I should have given them gold swords, if that is even possible with a turtle. But yeah, that'd be interesting if it was, because then they would match it even more. But do you know what? It's fine with them being blue for now. So you can stand here and collect XP, and there'll also be the jars to collect the XP with you. There'll be 2 on either side, and so then 2 people can use this at once if they really want to. What was that? I just heard a creepy noise. I don't know. There should also be 2 blocks there like that, because I just moved this back 1 block. The reason I did that was so that fit in there nicely. When it has a block missing in that place on either side, it didn't quite look right, so I extended it by 1. But anyway, I was looking at this. We got a really nice contrast between the floor and the side there, and that's actually quite important because I didn't want to keep using this material over and over again, so this worked really well for the floor. But then I decided that I wanted to put in something going along the side to break up those materials, and do you know what, I can't make up my mind if I want to go with the white or the gold. I'm probably going to go with the gold because that's what we're trying to do in this room, use that material. But the white does look really nice as well, and I think that looks especially good because of these being tones rather than colours. But we're getting there. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do next. I do have one very cool idea, by the way. When I was using this earlier, I was just standing here and I was getting so much XP from it. I kept walking around the corner to use the enchanting table, so I'm probably going to make a couple of these. One that's visible and on display like this one, and then another one that's going to be up the top here, and it's going to have some panels that are the same colour as this on it. And then that way when you're standing here you can actually just turn around and right click, and the only thing that won't have a panel on it, or under it even, is the enchanting table, so you can do some enchanting while you're there. But yeah, long way to go yet. I think I'm going to work on the roof next and figure out what I want to do here. I think I am going to go with gold, you know, so I'll come back in a bit when I've done some more. Animated. If you look carefully, you can see they're just moving around ever so slightly, and that's really nice because it's a very nice texture, but it's just so ever so gently animated. I don't know. It's really cool. I like it. So round here, what I've done is I've put an enchanting table up the top there. So while you're standing here getting XP, you can turn around and click on that. Now I did have that a few blocks back, but then I realised what I could do is set up the bookshelves like this, because you only need 15, and the reason I didn't do that before was because you could... Oh yeah, Ravens came along and programmed all of these to kill. You could see it up there on the other side basically. So we've got the gold trim going around the outside here, that's really nice. At the moment I'm working on how we're going to store all the books that you'll want to enchant. That's mainly what we're doing here, just enchanting book after book. And so they're going to go in these dispensers, which don't particularly look too nice, but I think it will do for now. It would be nice if there were some other storage options besides chests, dispensers and barrels, but there you go. So at some point I need to move these chests out of the way, but they're full of books, so I won't be able to do that just yet. I've gone for the gold trim at the top here, and one thing I want to do is get away from that symmetry effect. I know we've got it here, but I don't want the whole room to be symmetrical, so over on this side we're going to have an enchanting table here, and that's going to be set into the ground a little bit, and I'll probably put some covers over the tops of the wood, because I don't think that's going to match this too well. And then I want the roof to be lower in this corner as well, so it's going to cut off halfway across here, and that means there's going to be like a bit sticking out to around. Let's have a look. Actually, I only come out a little bit, so Yeah, it's definitely not going to be even though. I want to get away from that. So, storing our books over here, we're going to have our enchanting table, and then around the enchanting table I think we're going to have some lights like this, but also some diamond chests full of these books, or maybe just regular diamond ones so they don't lag as much. Oh, yes, I've done it. This is an idea we had a long time ago. Maybe if you go back a couple of episodes, we were in the Nether and King Happy got killed and all this stuff got picked up by a pigman who then fell into the lava lake, and of course they don't die in lava. And later on we discovered it, and we were talking about capturing different mobs and putting armour on them, and I just had the idea now and I thought I had to give this a go. And so there we go, we got a couple of guardians and they seriously look awesome. So what I did was, well actually it's probably pretty obvious what I did, but I activated the spawner up there and let a couple down at a time. I had all this area closed off, and eventually I got some that would put on armour, and I lured them and pushed them into this spot here, which is really good. I actually got really fortunate. The first one that made it down, he could put on armour, and so did the second, and a couple of others came down with them. And Raven's Child is coming over here to check it out now, and Raven's Child actually has put out his first episode, so there'll be a video on video screen thing like I've done before, and you can click on that annotation link and go check out his first ever video that he's done on the Technical Beast server. It was really cool. So yeah, but yeah, I got a little bit sidetracked with that. Yes, they will get very angry. In fact, I think they're angry at the moment because I just killed their friends. Of a plate, there we go, I've got a spare one. Put that down there. Now these chests over here, you can actually open them, and if you have a look just at the back there, you can kind of see, there you go, you can see that there's, well, you can actually see there's half a block, but it looks like a full block unless you're holding a micro block. Actually, I'd like to know, let's hold something that's not, food isn't, and yeah, you can still see the line that splits them up just there. But the way I've done that is basically like this. Now when you place them, I put a half slab down, not on the bottom, I put it on the side like that, and then I put this block at the back, and it actually caused it to switch into one of these, but when I replaced them it then worked, because after the first time I placed it I couldn't open any of the diamond chests, but that works now. There is something that I want to change. I think I really like how this looks on the side but not on the ceiling, although they are kind of more suited to the ceiling. Yeah, there's too many of them too close together, so I actually want to change these over here. I thought I'd do this on camera just to see what it looks like. We should put that there and have these types of lamp. Do the same thing here as well. I think that's going to look better. Not 100% sure, but let's change these ones as well so there's not too many of them in the place. And I'm going to go with the bigger ones, which are these. Ah, yes, I think that looks a lot better. Yeah, definitely going to go with that. That really kind of draws your attention to this area because they're a lot brighter. Yeah, so that's that bit done. What are we going to be doing next? Well, I'm going to be extending the room in this direction. So, what are we going to do over here? Well, I was thinking a staircase, but you're never really going to use it in Feed the Beast, so I might literally just have a hole in the ground up above, and then you can just fly up and down here. And then over on the other side, I'm going to move all of this stuff, and we're going to create like a control panel somewhere around here. I'm going to try and avoid doing something symmetrical like this, have a bunch of buttons on the wall. And these are for getting books, by the way. I want to fill these all up so you can just walk over and hit the button and get yourself a book. And then over on this side we're going to have this control panel. I think the controls are going to go across the wall like that, so this will probably do like this is, so it comes out into the room a bit, go back a few blocks and then go off to the side. And the things that we're going to control are, actually, do you know what, I haven't thought about it enough to tell you, but some of these things here we're going to be controlling, and also there's going to be a chest which acts like a void pipe, so you put items into them and then they're just going to get dispensed into the void. Yeah, but I am absolutely loving this. It's so much fun building with these new textures and it looks really great. So up here we've got a load of lights in the ceiling. They really brightened up the room, and I wanted to use a different material on the ceiling, but I really couldn't find anything that I felt suitable. So I did that and it actually looked really good. But the white inverted lights, I think they were, do I have any left? Yeah, inverted white lamp, that's the one. When I put those up there, they were just a little bit too bright and I needed them to be more subtle, so I played around with putting different materials just around the edge inside each one, and I tried that with gold and the different thickness of each of these. I tried it with the small ones as well, and the balance seemed right when it was that thick and it was the same material. So now you see a little bit of the white light, but it brings the brightness to the room as well. So I've only got a few things left to do now. Saying that, I do want to look into some red power stuff and maybe build a door here, but I'm probably going to leave that for another time. That's going to be quite complicated, and that's just going to take you into the back room with all the pipes and things like that. And so the last things that I want to do for the interface, I want to have, I think, 2 chests, and this one here will probably get moved over onto that side, and then behind it, I mean 1 block further back is probably where it will go, because I want to have actually no, it's different over here. Anyway, let me explain what I want to do. I want to put an ender chest here, and to the side of it I want to put a void chest, so it's one that you'll put items into and a pipe will extract them and just send them into a void pipe. So that's when you get your inventory full up with dead flesh, rotted flesh, and yeah, all that other stuff like gold swords. And then I want to have a similar thing over here somewhere. It's probably going to go just here, and it's going to be a chest that's 1 block further back, because it's going to have a pipe going into it and out of it as well, and it's going to be the same thing again. It's going to take items from these pipes over here. The useless ones are going to get sent into this chest, and then there's going to be a void pipe attached to it as well. So then over here we're going to have 2 buttons. One of them is going to turn the farm on and off. Now I could actually add a third, maybe do like 1, 2, 3 like that, and have a button that controls doing all of the gold. But I'm really not too sure about that. It would mean I need another space to put a chest, and everything's kind of worked out here. So yeah, you can have a button to control the void chest over here, so it will keep the items, but if that button's turned on or whatever, then it's just going to send them straight through the chest and into the void. And then another one to control the pigmen up above and turn that part of the farm on and off. And that is very quiet. No, there is sound. I think it's my headphones that are done. Yeah, and I absolutely love these guys. That is so awesome. They're like the guardians of the farm. Oh. Anyway, right, I should be back with you when I've got all of this finished. Okay, almost everything in this room is now finished. One thing I just realised though is that I didn't consider where I could put anvils, so I've put one on top of there for now. I was also thinking we can remove the floor and have them in there. And I have 2 of these void chests at the moment, and the setup for them isn't particularly good, and I've just noticed that this one is going to be permanently open. But maybe if we could get a better setup with a faster pump, because you can see it's going really slow, then yeah, we'd have a spare space to put an anvil, although it's not particularly located in the best of places. Also putting one up the top here might be a good idea. I could have another frame around the outside. In fact, I think I got one of those in a chest, one of those hollow frames, and I've just realised why that won't work, because then it will block off the bookshelves. But yeah, we could possibly hide another one of those there. So next episode, what I plan on doing is finishing this entrance. It's going to be a flying one, so this will go have these blocks going all the way up, and it will have an entrance at the top, and then somewhere along here you'll be able to see into the room. This room here, there'll be like a glass wall, so you can see into this, and this is what I want to do next episode. I think there is also a slime farm here as well, so I'm going to perhaps improve that, and yeah, just sort out the redstone wiring and everything in here, because this is really very basic. And the other thing that I've done with the help from Raven's Child, because I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself, was set up these pipes and stuff back around here. And what we have is all our junk items coming through the bottom here, and the only place they can go when the system is off, which it isn't at the moment. If I break that, then it will be off. This means that the items can only make their way into the chest, which is what I wanted. So everything gets stored up in the chest, then when you turn it on, they can either go into the chest, which they will do by chance, but the chest will also be pumping items out of it and back into this void pipe. But this is very slow, so that's something I'm probably going to improve in the future. And this is the setup over here. We have a diamond pipe. Oh, I didn't want to fall down. We have a diamond pipe just there. That's going to send the nuggets into this part. This one here is going to send the gold ingots through this way, and then they're both going to make their way into here. And there's a very basic setup. And then they get pumped into the ender chest. I've got all my building materials in here. I've still got some of these which I'm not going to tidy up until I finish everything around this area. So yeah, I'm going to be working on those things in the next episode, and this series is probably actually going to be more frequent now, because I really am getting into Feed the Beast at last. I really enjoy building in it. Oh yeah, and we've also added these bars here so that the pigmen can't get out and they can't attack you either. And there you go. So let me know your thoughts in the comment box if you like this room. I think I've done a really good job here. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.